Okay, I'm going to make these cinnamon buns. The first thing you need is 1 cup of lukewarm milk in the microwave. Throw that in. Then you're going to need 2 eggs at room temperature. I didn't have a room temperature, but a good thing to do is just put them in some lukewarm water for like 5 minutes, and your eggs are room temperature. The reason why you do that is because when you put the yeast in, you don't want it to be too cold because it will kill the yeast. Then you're going to put in 1 pack of instant yeast, or 2.5 tablespoons. And then you're going to put in 3/4 cup of melted butter. Everything just all in at once, everyone into the pool. And so you can do this with a hand mixer. I have a KitchenAid, thanks to my buddy Tony. So you want to mix that up as good as you can. Give it a good 30 seconds. While that's going, you're going to throw in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. That just gives the yeast something to eat, I guess. Really simple. This is going to be like under a minute. Get it going. And then I got took a picture of the ingredients. So once that's pretty well mixed, I'm going to shut that off. And you can knead it by hand after this, but I got this little attachment. So put the dough hook on. Easy. And then this is 4 to 4.5 cups of just all-purpose flour. You kind of got to adjust it. Some you might need 4.5, some you might need 4. So I put about half in there. Get the mixer. I never put it on anything but like 2 to 3. And you just want to bring that together. So as that's going, you can just add a little more. I like to get a spatula. Just kind of push it down the sides. Try not to get your hand caught in there. And it depends on winter and stuff how much flour you need, but it will start clumping together pretty good. You can already see it's doing it. Rest of the flour in there. So after you got that all in, you want to let it go for maybe about 3 to 5 minutes, or if you're kneading it, maybe 10 minutes, just so it brings it all together. It should be sticky, but not to your hands. And then we're going to put that in this bowl, spray it with some vegetable oil, and let it rise to double, which will take maybe about 45 minutes, half an hour. And while that's going, I'll make the cinnamon icing, or the cream cheese icing, and the cinnamon filling. Okay, that's it. Okay, the dough's out. You can knead it by hand for a bit if you really want to. I kind of just roll it into a ball. That's after it's come out of the mixer. So I put it in a little ball, get some vegetable oil spray. I spray my pot. I spray the top of the ball a bit. Dough ball in. Cover it. And like that. I usually just leave it on the counter. You can put it in the microwave and just leave it until it doubles in size, maybe about 45 minutes, an hour. And while that goes on, I'll make all the icing. Okay, bye. Okay, after you roll out and it's doubled about an hour, in this I put 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of butter, and like 1/4 cup of cinnamon in there. So once you get it, you just kind of spread this out as best you can. It doesn't really need to be even. The more you like, it just melts all together anyways. So you kind of get it as best you can. Like I said, it doesn't have to be totally even. That stuff melts pretty good. So get it to all the corners and sides and flatten it out. This little knife here is awesome. So there. So good enough. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to take it as kind of tightly as you can and just give it a roll. Roll them up. So what I like to do is, if you get some dental floss, it will cut through these rolls like nothing, like butter. So you get them as even as you can. Take the dental floss, make the size you want, and just give it a pull. It cuts way better than a knife. It doesn't really crush them. As you can see, it does a great job cutting through them. And you just kind of stagger them. There's no real size. So then once you do that, and we get them all done, I like to take my pan. They look pretty darn good. Place them in. You're going to leave these in for another 20 minutes. They're going to double again. And you set your oven for 375. And they're going to be in there for 15 minutes. So, well, 15 to 20 depending on your oven. I usually go a little, I like them a little crispier. So, but they're going to be nice and soft. So once you cut the rest of those, just like that. The key is, once you get them in there, of course they're going to double, right? So again, after 20 minutes, they're going to double up. So you kind of got to leave some room. Those look really good. And of course I forget the fucking raisins. So that's good. So the other thing that I do and makes them really soft is in here I have evaporated milk mixed with just regular, a little bit of milk. And you just pour these like this all over. I know it seems weird, but that's what makes them soft. And then you just leave these for 20 minutes to double and then into the oven. Okay, while the cinnamon buns are baking, I put a 1/4 cup of butter in my mixer, just whipping that up. Get some good vanilla. I'll give a shot of that, maybe 1/2 teaspoon. Then you're gonna throw in, well, it's up to you, but just icing sugar. I usually do a cup or more to start, and let that whip up. And then of course, toss in your Philadelphia cream cheese. I just whip the whole thing right in. I make sure it's at room temperature or it's just gonna make a mess. So get that doing, and while that's going on, we'll check on these cinnamon buns. They've only been in there for 8 minutes, but that's that milk getting, condensed milk getting creamy, but that should be good with the icing. Okay, you heathens. The cinnamon buns are done, and they are monsters. Give this little spinneroni. So, on top of that, I have, of course, the Philadelphia cream cheese icing, which I'll be glazing on these while they're still hot. So, I'll save you that trouble, but easily the best cinnamon bun recipe I've ever made. I made it twice now.